Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurizaihan binti Mazin and I'm from group 2. So I will be presenting my group to start for the presentation of efficiency practice in construction organization for subject ICP 823 managing people. Next, I will be presenting on the presentation outlines. Okay, basically we have divided our presentation into 5 topics. Of course, it will be start with the introductions, and then we go through with the literature reviews, and then we have a data collection, finding and analysis. Discussion of case study will be as our 4th topic. And last but not least will be the conclusion or the summarize for our presentation today. Then I will go through straight for the introduction. First of all, what is efficiency? According to M.S. Sharma and M.V. Sharma 2014, as cited by them, efficiency is the ability to do something or produce something without wasting materials, time, or energy. The quality or degree of being efficient, in comma, technical, but also as the power to produce the desired result, causing some ambiguity between the two terms. So, the efficiency aspect is important, where by improving this aspect is a common objective in an organization, where it tends to minimizing its costs and improve competitiveness and increase the profit margin for the company. Other than that, it also increases customer satisfaction and quality of the works. This is because of in organization, employee productivity is one of the important keys that determine the profitable and success of organization, and this is also being quoted by Hanayasha 2016. Then the next topic I will be elaborate about the problem statement of this study. Basically, we have 2 problem statements based on our research. So the problem statement number 1, as quoted by Clancy et al. 2013, different size of organization will affect the efficiency practice in the organization. So, and the second problem statement, it will be as quoted by Manzoor 2014. It is about different type of organization types in the public or private sector that will affect the efficiency practice in the organization. Then we go straight to the objective of this research. We have 2 objectives for this research also. The number 1, this study is actually to identify the current efficiency practice in different type of organization. And the second objective will be to determine whether the size of the organization affect the efficiency large. So the next, I will be pass the floor to my team member Mazliani, who will be presenting about the literature review.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mazliani Mazlan and I will cover under the topic of literature review. So based on this study, there is many variables that we can find that contribute in efficiency in organization. So based on that, we can categorize it into 3 major factors that affecting the efficiency in organization, especially in construction industry. Okay, the first factor that affecting the efficiency of organization is the organization climate. So the organization climate is how employee experience their working environment. There is what make the employee happy to go to the work. For example, the organization culture or the positive vibes that they feel in the organization, and the motivation that company give to them to make they motivate to finish up their work. For example, the bonus, the yearly increment, or the incentive that the company give to them. So the second factor is employee aspect. Employee aspect is about the employee itself, the goal the employee set to their own personal development, indirectly improving the efficiency of organization. For example, the employee willing to learn a new technology or skill in order to make sure they're capable to finish up their work early. For example, the new software that make them easier to work. Okay, last but not least is communication aspect. Communication aspect is the way the leader communicate with down staff. It is important to have effective communication among the organization. For example, the clear instruction that leader or supervisor give to the staff can make easy for them to produce a good quality or good product as per what employment needs. Other than that, the good communication also will easy to solve the conflict or issue in the organization using the discussion. Okay, we move to the next slide, which is the theoretical review. For the first theoretical, which is the scientific management theory from Frederick Taylor. For this scientific management theory, he come up with the 4 principles. The first principle, which changing the working by rules of thumb, means that as a manager, you have to develop a new technique which make the worker work much more simpler, easier, and quicker to finish up the task. So for the second principle is match the worker to their base capability and train them to work at the maximum efficiency. Means that as a manager or leader, it's important to you to know the strength of each your staff. So you can divide them into the group, and follow by their capability. So for the third principle is monitor worker performance and provide the instruction and supervision to ensure they're using the most efficient way of the working. So for the third principle means that with the clear instruction for the manager or the leader, the worker or employee know what the best method that they want to use in order to make sure the end product that they produce is the best for the organization. Okay, for the fourth principle, which is allocate the work between the manager and worker so that the manager spend their time planning and training, allowing the worker to perform their task efficiently. Means that as a manager, you have to proper divide the task to your employee. At the same time, you have to know your scope of work. For the second theoretical review, which is from Douglas McGraver, which is the X and Y theory. The theory is regarding to understanding the people motivation affect their working productivity. The theory is based on assumption of working style. They have two theory, which is X and Y theory. For the X theory, represent the people hate to work. People have to be forced to work. People prefer to be told that what they have to do. People are selfish and have no interest in the organization. So for this type of people, the popular strategy that developed among the manager was they have to handle this type of employee with the firm at the same time fair to them. So for the Y theory, it represents people that like to work, people drive themselves and work efficiently, people will take the initiative given opportunity, and people will commit themselves to objective if it is beneficial for them. So for this type of people, the manager should create and encourage a work environment which provide the opportunity to employee take the initiative and self-direction. So that's all from me. We move to the next slide.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Azri Fazri bin Rosman. I will continue the presentation. I will explain about the data accumulation, finding and analysis. And in this study, actually, we have collected data using the qualitative method. We have interviewed 3 numbers of representative from 3 various organizations. And we had the organization we had divided into 3. There is organization A, organization B, and organization C. For organization A, I will pass to Adam for explaining regarding the data collection for the organization.
Okay, thanks to my teammates. So I will going to continue to talk about our first case study, which is organization A happened to be large design and build company for construction and development in Malaysia, called as one of GLC company. So in terms of organization climate toward efficiency practice aspect, they managed to motivate their employee by maintaining the performance throughout the key performance index, which we call as KPI, on yearly basis. So employee would be grading based on 5 perspectives, which is talk about time, quality, cost, stakeholder, and last but not least, environment, safety and health matters. So every quarter we compare the actual achievement and the target. So they will set the range of target either under performance, mid target, or beyond the target, or we call stretch. So by end of the year, before Chinese New Year, the top management will be given incentive based on KPI result in terms of which either bonus, increment, and promotion. Also, the top management always will obligate their employee to attend training at least 3 times a year to develop their skills and enhancing their knowledge using learning and development center scheme. So whichever staff which intend to further their study will be in part-time mode will be provided with extra 5 days leave as an exam leave in order for them to excel in their study. Besides that, management also follow the current trend of technology by establishing website, or they call as a SharePoint, to keep all the relevant policy and document ready to be accessed by all employee for each department. So we move on to employee aspect. So for the employee to enhance their efficiency practice in this company, they need to ensure their job description align with KPI setting by company. So even before they start their daily tasks in construction site, they must attend pre-task talk prior to month setting before commencement of work. So they will highly be motivated to achieve result demand by company in daily basis, every day, every minute and every second. So employee also must obey the company policy to attend external training, which can help to improve their current skill and knowledge, from whom asset in their line of job will be put under human resource talent. We call it as a company human resource talent. All employee information and job description can be accessed using HR revenue. In addition, the staff for the company A has this desire to learn a new technology in reality, as they are using the team binder for any kind of document such as contractual agreement, which is subcontractor, client, construction drawing, FWI, checklist, and all the safe for matter statement. Okay, so it's shown that commitment toward paperless construction industry by this company and their staff. So even for the future plan, every staff will be given a tablet doing inspection work for approval before commencement of work. That's how they are enhancing the efficient practice by employee in this company. Okay, now we move on to the communication aspect. So when we talk about communication, the upper management of this company A will be given a proper instruction to their staff. So they are using their Microsoft Outlook to send instruction toward their employee by sending a memo, official memo. Okay, for certain instruction with immediate effect, they also issue a memo with signature from board of director. If employee fail to comply, the strict action will be taken towards the staff. So, however, for operation team, they will conduct operation internal meeting on weekly basis. So during this meeting, they will highlight every operation problem they are facing. So by doing so, all the senior management will always be ready to get all the feedback from the operation team and to encounter the problem with every possible solution they can. Okay. So even they are using the English and Bahasa to increase the understanding in various level, even from top management to the operation team. Okay, they wanted to avoid double handiwork at construction site, as they do not want to have any problem with the bill of getting and contract obligation. So that's what we talk about company A. Now we pass the presentation to my friend to talk about company B.
Thank you, Adam, for the great presentation on the first case study, which is Organization A. So it's my turn to present for the second case studies that we conducted for Organization B. Let me introduce for the background of this organization first. Okay, Organization B is actually an interior design firm located in Bangsa, Kuala Lumpur, and it accommodates 45 numbers of staff. Okay, when we're talking about the organization climate, of course, everybody, they have their own goals to achieving their own individual KPI. Like for example, the show unit department, most of their project is a fast track project, and they allocate 3 designers to furnish and to arrange on all the project development under this show unit department. Meanwhile, for the project development department, usually involved with more staff as the project involved with the project consultation, because this project development department, they are more on the project coordinating, producing tender documents, producing tender drawings, so they need more staff to be in this team. Meanwhile, for the commercial department, also considering as a fast track project team, and they are more focusing on the like a retail, like a private residential, mostly with the direct client. Yep. And account department usually will report directly to the director, because most of their infos are PNC. Okay, then in terms of the climate inside the organization, the management will conduct a leisure dinner, like once in a month, between the boss, the top management, and the staff, just to have a relaxed chatting session, instead of talking about the works, to have a leisure communication like that between all the staff and the top management. Actually, this practice helps to closer their bond between and to lessen the gap between the top management and the below staff. And then we are talking the second point, which is employees aspect. In terms of of course, when we are talking about the employees, the staff will concern on their salary. Basically, each of the staff, they will have their annual salary increment. They will allocate a certain percentage, but of course their salary increment will based on their annual employer assessment. Like for example, I give the staff who are under project department team, they will be assessed by their team leaders. So this is why this organization, they separate into several departments, and each of these department, they will have their own team leader who will assess their team members during the times. And then of course, when the completion of the project, I give example like the fast track project such as the show unit department, they might complete up to 10 projects in 1 year. Then of course their bonus will be different or will be more than other staff from the other departments, because their completion of project is actually the pictures the pictures of the profit to the companies. So this is why these companies is actually valuing their staff by giving the increment or the incentive or the bonus based on their self and work assessment. And then the last but not least, of course, the communication aspect. When we're talking about the communication aspect, it must be the best. It must be the two-way communication. So this is why each of these department, they will conduct their own internal meeting between the team leaders and the staff. Is at least once in a month, because they will ask for the staff what is their if they have any issues with the works, if they have any problems with the works, or any other issues that might affect their performance. So this is why the communication aspect are very important in organization, to ensure they have no miscommunication and the infos will be distributed well and efficiency from the top management to the bottom level of the staff. This is to ensure that all the information, everybody will get the same information without any miscommunication. And then of course, when we are talking about the communication also, when we have a better communication in one organization, even though the organization were divided into few individual departments, but technically they are still gearing towards the same company goals, which are to produce the productive outcome and sustain the company reputation. So this is the main concern from the director.
Okay, I will continue the presentation with the organization C. As I mentioned before, organization C is a large public organization. There are numbers of efficiency practice in the organization. And the first one is the organization always providing the motivation, including to the employee, by highlighting the goals towards all the goals are in line with the management goals. And the second one is they also provide the incentive aside to the annual bonus. They are also giving anugerah perkhidmatan cemerlang to appreciate all the perform staff. They providing a pension plan. They also providing the gratuity to the staff. that had that had contributed to the organization. The third aspect is in aspect of leadership. Towards the efficiency practice, they apply the bureaucratic leadership, where all the policies, all the SOPs, standard operating procedure and process are strictly to be followed by the employee. This is actually to standardize all the process to ensure they apply the best efficiency practice. Okay, the next one is for training and development aspect. All the staff are required to join at least 5-day training per year to improving the self-development. Aside to that, the staff are also encouraged to join the online training. They had provide numbers of online training for personal development in the website. Okay, the last factor under the organization climate is they had follow up the latest technology. For example, they start applying the latest technology of BIM in their practice towards improving the efficiency of the project that had been involved. The second aspect is the employee aspect. This is regarding the practice that had been done by the employee towards self improving in the efficiency factor. The first factor is the self motivation between all the employees, where they start setting personal target to improvement of personal improvement in every starting of the year. Besides that, the second one, the employee are very excited to join the training and development that had been conducted by the management. As I mentioned just now, employer had provided the training and development, and that are very useful for the employee. The third aspect is providing a friendly environment. This is towards improving to create a nature of learning and helpful between the staff. Desire to learn in technology. Younger generation in the organization are very eager to learn something new, because they realize all of the technology will help them to improve their skill, improve their value by using and affect the productivity of their work. The last aspect is regarding the communication aspect. Basically, the findings said that the communication process in the organization is very clear, is very itemized and very structured. This is maybe because of there are only one language that had been used in the organization, that is Bahasa Melayu. In aspect of leadership, in aspect of leader, they always give a proper instruction. They always sit down together to set the goals and use a simple language in the organization to avoid misunderstanding of the information. They always update on the project delivery and schedules through meeting and discussion. Okay, I think that is all for organization C. I will pass the floor to Farhana for the conclusion and also recommendation.
So we have to come to the end of our presentation. I would like to summarize and conclude the overall of the case study for this assignment. The first one is to identify whether the current efficiency practice in different type of organization does affect. So yes, different organization is have different type of efficiency practice, but overall all of them are showing a positive impact in terms of the employers, the employee aspect, and also communication. And in terms of the second objective, to determine whether the size of organization affect the efficiency practice, whether the large or small company has a different approach or different effect. Yes, of course, larger company shows that it has a more systematic and a proper efficiency practice in terms of all the aspect: organization, employee, and also communication. Whereas the smaller or SME companies, in this case study, the organization B shows the lack of training and development from the employer towards the employee, and more towards the theory X, I think, theory X, which is more depends on the employee itself, how their personal growth toward their self-development and their towards their development. So it can be summarized and concluded that efficiency factors contribute towards the successful of the construction industry. It's not a specific, rather a unique character. So we have 4 recommendations towards improving the construction company efficiency. The first one is when it can meet client expectation. So when client comfortable with the result, so the goal of organization is clearly defined, and clear communication, as well as healthy and safety environment. So the project leaders have to play important role to give clear instruction towards achieving the client expectation. The second one is having a practical standard operating procedures and manual. Is also important tools toward improving the efficiency, because construction deals with many phases and different stakeholders, so where a clear SOPs and manuals can improve and give consistency in delivering a project and minimizing errors and help to communicate better. And third one is when we have a sufficient reward system based on performance toward the employee. This also will help to motivate and boost employees' trust and ownership towards the organization. By doing so, it provides a healthy environment and competitions with different departments and with the staff, and elevate the organization goals toward achieving the optimum productivity. And last but not least is how we can improve the efficiency practice is by implementing the digital technology towards the company, both in managerial and technical aspect, because by applying digital technology, it helps our daily practices in business in achieving a successful project by eliminate the redundancy work, the errors, and also the manual processes and repetitive work. It also can give a higher expectation rate and with a standard input in the digital technology. So therefore, we would like to have a final observation to our case study and overall recommendation. Referring to all factors, we also in the opinion, in the pursuit towards efficiency practice in construction organization, it has to be done in a responsible way, because construction industries influence many parties, many supply chains. So we have to be careful by the means of improving efficiency practice in organization in construction. It does not mean we have to compromise the quality of the built environment and social environment. Thank you very much, Professor Madya, Surveyor Ruslan Effendi, for all the knowledge and thought throughout this semester, and also to Dr. Ashraf and Madam Ainun. We are very happy to have you in teaching us in teaching and sharing with us in managing people's subject. With that, we'd like to end our presentation. Thank you, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. If you have any comments or question, please drop in our WhatsApp group. Thank you.